What's going on, everybody? Jeremy here with Gel Ops, and today we got the new Ultra Elite V2s from Ozgel, and we're going to do a few testing for the growths just to see their consistency. So in this cup we're going to do it for 24 hours of growth. This is going to be 4 hours, and this is going to be 2 hours of growth, and this is all done with room temperature water. So we're going to go ahead now and put the 24-hour gels in, and we will come back tomorrow to do the 4 and the 2 hour. So I just put the Ultra Elite V2s into the 4 hour. These are still growing. They have about 6 or 7 more hours until it's 24 hours. So I put the 4 hours in, and it came to my attention that I probably should make some other Ultra Hards just so that I can compare them to the 4 hour, kind of as a control. So that's what I'm going to do. So over here on the left, I'm going to put some Ronin Ultra Hard Gel Balls, and we're going to grow those side by side with the Ultra Elites, just so that we can get a kind of baseline and compare those at the end. I found that the Ronins are pretty typical of your Ultra Hard Gel Ball, just like your Orange Pack iHobbies and some other brands like Predators. So that'll be a good test. So I'll come back in 2 hours to put the 2 hours for the Ultra Elites, and then by that time, the 4 hours should be halfway, and we should almost be done with the 24. So I did it so that when the 2 hours finished, the 2 hour, 4 hour, and 24 hours will all be done at the same time. So I'll come back during that time. So here we are, 2 hours left for the 4 hours, 2 hours left on the 24 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and put the 2 hour gels into the water now. Just like that. And then when we get back, when all of these are finished, we're gonna test it with some metal calipers that I have here. I have a 7mm barrel. I'll test on some of the gels, and then to the right I have a 7.5mm barrel that I'll test with the gels as well. So see you guys then. Okay everybody, so we're back finally. So this is the 24-hour cup, 4-hour cup, 2-hour cup. I guess you would consider this a control group that I used with the Ronins. This was also 4 hours, so these two are going to be comparable to each other, and we're going to test that. So first thing we're going to test using these metal calipers, we're going to test the average size. We're going to go ahead and do about 5 of each. So we're going to start with the 24-hour of the Ultra Elite V2s. We're just going to go ahead and see the average. So this first one, let's see, about 7.2 on the first one. I'll put it over there. .3 on the second one. 7.38 on the third one. Zero that. .3 on the fourth one, and then final one. About 7.23. I'm gonna go ahead and do a few more on this 24-hour grow, just because this is the most important. So that was about 7.4. About 7.35, and we'll do one more of the 24-hour grow. Make sure that's zeroed. Very big outlier right here. So that was a bad gel right here. That was about 7.6. Let me get one more. About 7.3. So for the 24-hour gels, it seems like the average really came out between 7.2 to 7.3, but mostly 7.3 here. I will go ahead and put these back in water for a couple more days, and then I'll come out with a short video update to see if they've grown anymore after 24 hours. So now with the 4-hour grown gels, about 7.3. Let's get a new gel. $7.4. $7.35. That was a little small. 7.15. That was about 7.5. $7.44. And one thing just right off the bat telling when I'm measuring these, the 4-hour grown gels, they seem to be a little bit more lopsided, especially if you can see this one right here. This one is really lumpy. I can just tell right off the bat. And I think that's kind of skewing some of the measurements because I might be measuring the longer oval side, and sometimes I might be measuring a shorter, more compact side. Where with the 24-hour gels, when I take a handful of them, they're a lot more spherical, a lot more filled out. Even though they're the same size, it seems like they need a little bit more time to fully get rid of all those lumps. So that'll be a consistency issue right there. So let's go to the 2-hour. Let's go ahead and take a look at these. And just like the 7.4, they're a little, I wouldn't say dimply, but they're lopsided. Just a little bit. So there, 2-hour, that's a 7.3 right there. That's 7.44 again. And I can just tell you, just by feeling this, I mean, it looks like it. It might look like it on camera, but just rolling it like this, I can tell it's not a perfect sphere yet, even though it's measuring the same as the other two. So 7.1 or 7.2, but I know this one's an oval. So let me try to get it on that oval side so I can kind of show you what I mean. I think that's it right there. So it showed 7.2 a second ago, and now it's more, like that's 7.37, and it's still holding it now, so 7.4. Let's grab another one. 7.25. So that's with the 2 hours. Like I said, still lopsided. Seem to be growing. They grow pretty fast to their max size, but they need more time to completely fill out. It doesn't look like they go much above their max size once they completely fill out, like these 24-hour gels here. But they hit it fast, but they're just not completely filled out yet. So, and then let's test some of these Ronins ultra hards that I also grew for 4 hours here. So 7.45. $7.49. 7.35. And I can tell you right off the bat, let's see if I can get this on camera. So clearly they're a bit different. These are a bit milkier in color, but these are a lot more spherical than these. These are a bit oval at 4 hours. They're still dimply a little bit. These are fully grown at 4 hours. So I will say that's the one thing. You probably have to grow these a bit longer than 4 hours, so a little bit longer than your traditional gel. But these 24 hours for sure are perfect circles, perfect spheres, completely filled out, a lot less lopsided on the gels. And they're very uniform. And then just going off of hardness, I mean, they're very similar to the Ronins. But the one good thing is, if I left these Ronins in water for over 24 hours, these will 100% overgrow. These have been left in water for 24 hours, and they have not overgrown. They've just completely filled out. So that's why I'm going to make the video. I'm going to continue growing these. I'll test it at 48 hours, and then I'll just hold them in for a week, and then I'll do an update video on both of those just so everyone can see it. So enough with the caliper test. So let's put this to the side. Okay, so now we're going to test the gel balls with the 7mm barrel. So for those tight bore barrels, we're going to use the 2-hour gels just to see if there's any play in there. And that's pretty tight fit right there. You know, obviously this is a 7mm barrel. These are not coming out. You know, these are pretty jammed in there. Not really much room to work with there. So I don't think even the 2-hour gels would be good for this 7mm barrel. So we'll put that aside. So I have this one barrel here. So this is a 7.5mm barrel. So we'll test it with the 2-hour gels. It's not going to be an issue. Yeah, I mean, they go in easy. They come right back out for the 2-hour. So let's test the 4-hour with the 7.5. Yeah, that's actually a really good fit. I mean, it feels like just the water tension from the outside of the gel is holding it in this barrel, like even that one. So these would be perfect for this 7.5mm barrel. I mean, those are, let's see if I can get them to come out. Yeah, so right there, just with a little shake they come out. So that's a pretty good seal around that gel ball. And the 24-hour ones, these are pretty much the same. I mean, they going in there with no effort. No effort here, which shouldn't surprise anyone. Yeah, see, so they don't come out with a shake. They're a little bit tighter than these 4-hour ones, but definitely small enough to be using in a 7.5mm barrel right there. So yeah, so tight bore barrel users, maybe not so great here. You might want to look for a gel that grows to a smaller maximum size. But for those who use 7.3mm barrels and 7.5mm barrels, these are going to be great options for you. And like with the continuative test that I'm going to keep doing, if these can hold the 7.3, 7.4mm average over a week, I mean, that's great. I mean, you shouldn't be holding your gels in water for a week, but just for test purposes, if you can, I mean, that's just going to show how great these gel balls are at holding their average growth, because that's a big issue with some people. Some people, you just run out of time, don't drain your gel balls, and then you overgrow them, and then guess what? You have to wait another 4-5 hours to grow another set, which is pretty annoying, honestly, sometimes. So, yeah, so far, I really do like these Ultra Elites. And another thing, I mean, look at the size of the bag. I already poured all of these and another set on a different, and it's just, and I just opened this Ronin, and I only use this amount of gel balls. And the pack is like that. It's smaller than the Ultra Elite already, and the Ultra Elite still has probably just as many gels, and I used all 3 of these and another set in the same packet. So the one thing that did surprise me was this Ultra Elite seemed like, I don't know if it's true, but it seemed like it just had a lot more gels. The packaging was sealed tight. I mean, you couldn't even shake this thing. The gel balls weren't even moving around because there were so many gel balls packed into this thing. So yeah, so far, the uniformity on the 24 hours, definitely the best out of the 2-hour and 4-hour. And I am quite impressed with how they held their average growth. That's going to make growing gels a lot easier. It's going to make a whole lot of people's life a lot easier. So yeah, that'll be the test. I'll make 2 YouTube shorts for the updated for the 24. I'm going to put them back in water. But other than that, yeah, if you guys like this review and you want to see more gel ball content, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell notification button so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. And until next time, Gel Ops out.